Hello and welcome to Science This Week, our weekly update on what's happening in the field of science and technology in and around the country. Let's take a look at the headlines first. ISRO successfully tests its GSLV Mark III and Crew module. Efforts continue to clean up the massive oil spill in Sundarban area of Bangladesh. Carcinogens present in the smoke of mosquito coils and incense sticks toxic to lungs, reveal studies. 9 new species of tiny bush frogs discovered in the Western Ghats. Gutka ban helped many kick the habit, says new WHO study. And in today's In-Depth, we will see the significant achievements of science and scientists in the international arena throughout the year 2014. ISRO on 18 December successfully tested its ambitious project, the GSLV Mark III launch vehicle. The 3-stage vehicle is capable of carrying total weighting up to 630 tons. Along with the launch vehicle, ISRO also tested its new Crew module. Let us see the special report from Sriharikota.
The Indian Space Research Organisation on 18th December successfully conducted the first experiment flight of its next-generation satellite launch vehicle GSLV Mark III-X. The launch was made from the Satish Dhawan Space Centre, SHAR Sriharikota at 9:30 am Indian Standard Time on 18th December. The mission, also known as LVM-3 XK Suborbital Experiment Mission, was intended to test the vehicle's performance during the critical atmospheric phase of its flight. 2 massive S-200 solid strap-on boosters, each carrying 207 tons of solid propellants, ignited at vehicle liftoff and after functioning normally, separated 153.5 seconds later. L-110 liquid stage ignited 120 seconds after liftoff, while S-200s were still functioning and carried forward for the next 204.6 seconds. GSLV Mark III carried a non-functional cryogenic upper stage. The payload consisted the 3,775 kg Crew Module Atmospheric Re-entry Experiment or CARE. After 20 minutes and 43 seconds, following the launch at a height of 126 km, CARE separated from the upper stage of GSLV Mark III and re-entered the atmosphere and safely landed over Bay of Bengal with the help of its parachute. CARE safely landed 1600 km from Sriharikota, thereby successfully concluding the GSLV Mark III X-CARE mission. The GSLV-3 or Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle Mark III is an advanced launch vehicle developed by the Indian Space Research Organisation. It is intended to launch satellites into geostationary orbit and as a launcher for an Indian crew vehicle.
Last Tuesday, in a major accident, an oil tanker carrying 350,000 litres of oil collided with another vessel and sunk in the waters of the famous Sundarbans Nature Reserve in Bangladesh. According to reports, 77,000 gallons of oil has spilled into the waters and has already spread into 80 km and is still spreading. Experts worry that the oil spill will drastically affect the plants and animals, especially the rare species that live in the 10,000 square kilometers area of these mangrove forests. Concerned authorities are taking massive steps to clean up the spill and mitigate its effects. A report.
In recent years, oil spills have emerged as a serious environmental threat. Not only does spilled oil cause direct physical damage to the environment, including plants and animals, but also has a devastating impact on the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Recently, in a totally unexpected incident on 12th December, an oil tanker called Southern Star 7, carrying 350,000 litres of oil, sunk in the waters of the famous Sundarbans Nature Reserve in Bangladesh. Following the accident, in what is being perceived as a major ecological threat, around 77,000 gallons of oil has spilled into the waters, which can possibly kill the plants and animals in these areas and adversely affect the marine ecosystem in the Sundarbans. According to the reports, the spilled oil has already spread to 80 km, blackening the shoreline, polluting 2 major rivers and many interlinked canals in the area. Experts fear that the spilled oil will spread further with serious consequences. Ecologists have observed that oil spill has already started affecting the crocodile and dolphin populations in the Sundarbans mangroves, and these animals are showing restricted movement in the water. Researchers are also concerned about the long-term impacts of the oil spill and predict that the oil spill might disrupt the fragile and sensitive mangrove ecosystem. Sundarbans is the largest mangrove forest in the world, spread over 10,000 square kilometers. Spilled oil is known to be disastrous to such marine and mangrove vegetation. Physical contact of oil with water animals and birds usually causes the matting of feathers and fur. Dying out of one species in the food chain destroys the entire food chain. Usually, detergents in large quantities are used to clear oil spills, which again contribute to large-scale pollution. Under such circumstances, experts will have to try their best to deal with the oil spill in Bangladesh area of the Sundarbans in the best environmental-friendly manner as possible.
A recent research study reveals that smoke from mosquito coils and incense sticks not only contains chemicals that are harmful to lungs, but also carcinogens that increase the risk of cancer. We present you a report.
While smoke from mosquito coils and incense sticks have long been known to be harmful to lungs, an alarming new study now reveals that they may also lead to cancer. The study has been conducted by the Chest Research Foundation, Pune. The studies conducted by the team of researchers at the foundation proves that mosquito coils and incense sticks contain harmful carcinogens, as told by Dr. Sandeep Salvi, director of the foundation during the 48th National Conference of Indian College of Allergy, Asthma and Applied Immunology. Researchers say that the common mosquito repellents used in our homes in the form of coils, mats and liquidators contain harmful chemicals that irritate the lungs and respiratory system. While the emission from the no-smoke coils contains less particulate matter, they are high on carbon monoxide, which is also unsafe for the lungs. The impact is worse when these coils are burned in closed rooms. According to scientists, inhaling the toxic fumes of one mosquito coil in a closed room is equal to smoking roughly 100 cigarettes. On the similar lines, research shows that incense sticks burned during religious occasions is rich in toxic compounds of lead, iron and manganese. Hence, while using mosquito coils may seem to protect you from vector-borne diseases like malaria and dengue, they may in fact be contributing to much larger problems like respiratory disorders and cancers. Experts hence prescribe mosquito nets around the bed as the best solution to overcome the harmful effects of chemical repellents.
Researchers from the National Centre for Biological Sciences along with researchers of Indian Institute of Science have discovered 9 new species of bush frogs in the Western Ghats. Bush frogs are very tiny frogs which are found throughout South and Southeast Asia. A report.
Adding to the amphibian biodiversity of the Western Ghats, a team of researchers from the National Centre for Biological Sciences under the leadership of Dr. S.P. Vijay Kumar in association with researchers of the Indian Institute of Science guided by Dr. Karthik Shankar have discovered 9 new species of bush frogs. The tiny frog species have been discovered in the mountain ranges of Western Ghats and belong to the genus Rochestis. These newly discovered bush frog species ranges from specimens as tiny as a thumbnail to brightly colored and plain slimy varieties. These species have been traced back to a common ancestor that existed millions of years ago. According to the researchers, the discovery not only adds to the knowledge of biodiversity but also provides important insights into the evolutionary history of the Western Ghats. It is believed that the discovery will help bridge many gaps in the understanding of the ecological, evolutionary and biogeographic processes that has helped in the diversification and evolution of bush frogs. The results of the study have been published in the international journal Zootaxa. Bush frogs are miniature frogs distributed throughout South and Southeast Asia. Currently, there are 52 known species of Rochestis in the Western Ghats. Western Ghats, being a biological hotspot, is home to many species of frogs. Earlier this year, a similar discovery of 14 dancing frogs was made from the same region.
WHO recently conducted a study on the use of gutkha in 7 states of India, the results of which are highly positive and encouraging. The study reveals that strict laws banning gutkha has helped reduce the consumption of gutkha and has also helped many to overcome the addiction. A report.
Stringent regulatory measures on harmful products like tobacco can go a long way in reducing the consumption and curbing the habit. This has become evident from a study conducted by the World Health Organization Country Office for India in collaboration with the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health. Researchers have studied the consumption pattern of gutkha in 7 states in India, namely Assam, Bihar, Gujarat, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha and the National Capital Region where gutkha is currently banned. It was reported from the study that a substantial proportion of respondents in each state, ranging from 41 to 88%, quit using gutkha because of the ban. While a large percent has completely quit gutkha due to non-availability, a small portion of the respondents who continue to use pre-packaged gutkha reported that they consume less tobacco since the ban. Gutkha, which is a chewable form of tobacco, is a common addiction among Indian population. According to WHO estimates, India is the world's largest consumer of smokeless tobacco and 26% of adults use smokeless tobacco. According to experts, gutkha is the most dangerous form of tobacco as it is known to contain nearly 4,000 chemicals, of which at least 40 are known to cause cancer. Unlike the smoke form of tobacco, the toxic compounds in gutkha directly reach the system and lead to various disorders including ulcers, gangrene, cancers of mouth, throat, lung and esophagus, heart disease and related ailments. According to statistics, nearly 1 million people die in India every year because of tobacco use. The study conducted by WHO is a clear indication that strict measures can and need to be adopted to bring down the use of tobacco in the country and save the population from the fatal effects of tobacco and related products.